he's rocking that World's Competitors shirt, so he clearly knows what he's doing. It's good to see that the players from Singapore are still making the journey over here.
Most definitely. Okay, so we're going to get kicked underway, and we're going to see what these young boys have to offer. We also are live through the PA system, so the audience here can see us. So we are going to, hear us. We can see the Cresselia and Kangaskhan that have come through. And we are also going to see Cresselia and Kangaskhan. So we have a mirror match, it would seem.
All right, then, since we jumped straight in, we didn't get to see all the teams there. Nicholas is running a Mega Kangaskhan, Mega Salamence.
No, it's just Kangaskhan, Salamence, Groudon, Kyogre, Cresselia, and Thundurus. That was.
All right, and we see Corey also has Kangaskhan, Kyurem White, Ferrothorn, Talonflame, Groudon, and Cresselia.
Most definitely. So interesting matchup we have here. We've got the mirror. What can we expect out of this? There's a few ways that this can go, but okay, never mind. We're going to get kicked underway. We're going to see the withdrawal of the Cresselia from Corey. He's going straight into his Kyogre, which is the Primal. Which is interesting.
So seem to have got a bit of a little mix-up there, guys. It's actually, names, if you watch this time, the names will be mixed up. It's actually Nick on your right, Corey on your left, so it's streaming from Corey's perspective.
All right, no worries. So we'll get that fixed up through our tech team. So it looks like that was Nick who switched into the Kyogre there. Okay, and we've got Corey who's Mega Volt his Kangaskhan, and it looks like he's looked to opt to stay in. So interesting to have to switch out. Nick obviously didn't like that matchup, so he's opted to go for his Kyogre. We do see the fake out on the Kangaskhan into that Kyogre slot there. Does take a decent amount of damage, but it was quite a safe play. So we do see the low kick as well from Nick, and that is going to look like, oh, so close.
So close.
It was 7 HP, and we do see Cresselia go for the skill swap there, taking away the parental bond from Kangaskhan and giving it the levitate.
Well, you see Nick just commit there to removing the Kangaskhan from the field there. It was a little bit unlucky. From memory, I believe that damages a roll, assuming that the Kangaskhan's had no defensive investment.
Most definitely.
It was, and we saw Corey go for the fake out onto what was the Cresselia slot. So he obviously doesn't want Nick to set anything up with that Cresselia.
Sure, and he has. So it looks like Corey's opted to switch out his Kangaskhan. He obviously wants to preserve it, but he has brought in his Groudon, which will trump the Weather War with Desolate Land. Strong position that he's put himself into, obviously taking away Kangaskhan's ability and switching out to his own Kyogre. So it'll be interesting to see what Nick does here.
So he's going for the Sucker Punch, obviously trying to get pick off the weakened Kangaskhan, and we also saw the Water Spout, but with the switch by Corey, he manages to not only negate the Sucker Punch, but also negate the Water Spout. So that's a strong play from him, and he gets the Trick Room set up. So Corey in a strong position here, but Nick still has his options. Both players still have their 4 Pokemon, so it's still an open game.
It is very much so. So interesting to also note that Cresselia does still have parental bond, so it can attack twice if it does have any attacking moves. So Nick has opted out to switch out his Kangaskhan, and we do see the Cresselia make an appearance. The Kyogre is still staying in, and it's going for a Protect. Obviously just wanting to see what the go is, and we do see the Gravity come through with Corey's Cresselia, which will mean that Priceable Blades will be firing off without the accuracy.
And we'll be able to hit the Levitating Cresselia as well.
Most definitely. So it does a modest amount to the Cresselia. It doesn't quite put it at a half health range, so it does indicate that may need to be a 3-hit KO if it keeps firing off like that.
Yes, but at the same time, I don't, Cresselia is not the primary threat on the field facing Corey. It is the Kyogre. So, we've seen skill swap from Corey's Cresselia. We could see skill swap on Nick's Cresselia, so it'll be very interesting how this all plays out.
So we do see the Ice Beam go off from Cresselia, and that's going to hit twice because of that parental bond. It does get a little bit of chip damage done there. We do see the Priceable Blades come through, and it's going to connect on both Pokemon again, and it does pick up the KO on that Kyogre, unfortunately, and it does put that Cresselia in a critical range, but we do see the Citrus Berry pick up there, just regaining that little bit of HP back.
Yes, we do see that was definitely very strong Priceable Blades, incredible damage to that Kyogre. So it'll be interesting to see, we've seen very bulky Kyogre, we see fast Kyogre. It'll be interesting to see what type of Kyogre Nick is running, whether it, judging by that, I think he's not as bulky as what we've seen, but it'll be interesting how fast he is in later matches.
Most definitely. So we did see that the Kangaskhan has come into play again here. Obviously, its ability has reset now as well, so he does have his parental bond back, but interesting also to note that Cresselia still has its parental bond from the original skill swap there. So we do see the Groudon Protect here, obviously wanting to preserve that a little bit. We do see the fake out onto the Groudon, which is well played on Corey's end, and we do see the Ice Beam connect with the Kangaskhan, and that's going to hit twice again. And we do see Cresselia from Nick's end is going to go for that Thunder Wave.
Well, that was, intelligent play by Corey. He knows that, he probably knows it's unlikely for Precipice Blades to KO that Kangaskhan. By getting that little extra chip damage, it now brings the Kangaskhan possibly within range of the Precipice Blade. We saw the incredible damage it did to Kyogre. It's quite likely we'll be able to do similar damage to the Groudon.
Yeah, most definitely. So we do see the Sucker Punch connect here. It does get that bit of chip damage done on that Groudon. Not a great deal amount, but we do see the Ice Beam that is going to connect again, that it is just going to slowly chip away at that Kangaskhan. Seems to be doing about 25% each hit across the board. So we do see the Precipice Blades though connect again, and that is going to pick up the double KO on Nick's end of the field. So well played by Corey, and he seems to be taking the commanding lead in this match.
Yes, we do see the Trick Room run expire there, but it'll be interesting to see what Nick's last Pokemon is. Gravity is still in play though, so there's still one more turn of Gravity left. Whether or not Nick will be able to make the use of that, or whether Corey will try and protect to burn it all out and go for another Trick Room. But Corey he definitely made the most of that Trick Room. He's definitely put himself in a position where Groudon was able to sweep through the field there. So, this is a very dominant performance by Corey.
Yeah, most definitely. So we do see Corey deciding to protect his Groudon. We do see the Precipice Blades coming from Nick. It is going to connect on that Cresselia, but that Cresselia's got some bulk on it. So we do see the Trick Room again from that Cresselia, opting to obviously make favour Corey's side more so.
Yeah, we see Trick Room's up, Gravity's expired, but Cresselia's now the fastest in the field. We see Gravity again and make sure that Precipice Blades that's coming from Groudon will be 100% accurate.
Most definitely. So we do see the Precipice Blades connect to Nick's Groudon, and that is a KO straight off the bat. No critical hit also. It's interesting information.
It's Precipice, it's an incredibly powerful move. It's in a single target situation like that. It's hitting with all its power. It's not uncommon for Groudon to survive a spread Precipice Blades, but it's almost expected that a single target Precipice Blades will KO opposing Groudon.
Most definitely, most definitely. So we do see quite a dominance performance done by Corey there. So it's interesting to see how Nick will kind of answer that in going into Game 2. What are your thoughts in terms of how he can sort of check and...
Nick left himself into a vulnerable position there by allowing the Trick Room to go up, and he played not... It wasn't bad, but he left himself very vulnerable there. We saw that the Groudon switch into the Kyogre, to the Kyogre. The Trick Room went up quite easily, and he just never seemed to be able to work his way back from that. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes from here, whether he alters what he's going to do. We see him send out the Thundurus and the Kangaskhan, so it's definitely a possible way he's going to look at stopping the
100%
Cresselia.
And we do see the Kangaskhan and the White Kyurem coming in from Corey's end. White Kyurem is actually something we haven't seen on the stream just yet, so it's interesting to see. Obviously, one of the juniors bring one along.
It's certainly a very powerful Pokemon. There've been a couple of teams floating around. There was a Gravity team earlier in the season piloted by a UK player, Barry Anderson, which involved Gravity and Scarf Blizzard off Kyurem White. So it'll be interesting to see here. But I still think it could go either way here. But I think Corey might have a slight advantage if he can prevent his Kyurem from being knocked out this turn.
Most definitely. So we do see the Protect come off the Thundurus here. And we are going to see the fake out come off Corey's Kangaskhan into Nick's Kangaskhan. So it did hit first, unfortunately. Doesn't do quite, maybe about 25% of the damage it does. And we are going to see, I didn't actually quite see what Kyurem used.
Kyurem used Ice Beam. It was sent into Thundurus' Protect.
Okay, yep, not a problem. So yeah, so we did see that Thundurus did protect itself from that. But yeah, interesting to note that Corey's Kangaskhan seems to be faster than Nick, so getting off that fake out again.
Seems to be faster than both Kangaskhan's on the field as well. It may be that scuffle. We see critical hit Ice Beam going to that Thunderous and removing it from play, so that's a bit of a big loss to Nick there.
It is. Would an Ice Beam normally take that out?
And we just see a critical hit low kick from Kangaskhan, knock out Nick's Kangaskhan. So that's not a good turn for Nick.
No, it's a bit unfortunate.
I mean, the critical hit low kick is unfortunate, but you know, with Kangaskhan, that first hit is a critical hit. It's likely that a normal hit would have been able to finish it off.
Most definitely.
Factoring critical bond, but that is unfortunate. Getting back to your earlier question, yeah, Ice Beam would likely KO most Thunderous unless they're exceptionally bulky.
Yep, not a problem. So we do see that the Primal Groudon come into play. I can only assume that he's also got the Primal Kyogre based on the first match, which he does. So he's running both Primals here, and we do see that the Groudon was first the Primal and the Kyogre was second, therefore that the Kyogre's weather does take the priority.
Yeah, and that's a very smart thing. A lot of double Primal players, myself included, try and sort of rig it in the situation that if both Primals are sent out, the Kyogre will go second, just to get that weather up, because while Groudon can still function in the rain, Kyogre without the rain is incredibly vulnerable.
Yep, sure. So we do see the Ice Beam go into the Kyogre slot, which is interesting. I would have thought that it would have potentially gone.
Weaken the Water Spout.
Weaken the Water Spout, of course. So there we go. And unfortunately, we do get the KO on the Groudon there. So the Kyogre there. And Groudon is left to basically face it up against Corey's 4 Pokemon. But we do see the Priceable Blades come and connect there. Does a decent amount to each Pokemon. But unfortunately, it doesn't look too good for Nick at this point.
No, and we've seen both Pokemon are faster than Groudon. We've seen that Ice Beam, you know, incredibly powerful there, weakening the Groudon, attacking on its weaker defensive side, and then we just, you know, Kangaskhan, we know how powerful Kangaskhan is. We've known it for the past 3 years.
Yeah, most definitely.
And that is a decisive 2-0 victory to Corey there, so congratulations to him.
Yeah, congratulations indeed. He played fantastically. He really took charge. He capitalized on a lot of